Hello everybody, my name is Jacqueline Burns and I am a coach at a military affiliate CrossFit gym here in Europe. And when I moved here, I was given the opportunity to work and coach with an all-female group, so an all-female class. And this was a big change of pace for me since I'm used to a highly competitive mixed gender type of athletes. And now I'm here with all-female groups, not competitive, and who are just here to work out and have a good time. So it was a change of pace taking on this class, but I enjoy it. And some of the things that I noticed with the female group is that I hear more psychological barriers that they have and that they give themselves, and a lot more emotional barriers that they provide. And I hear them talking about it throughout the class. And so that really sparked my interest in to see how these females and all these women, how that affects their working out. And so I just wanted to see and study that and see the difference of high intensity interval training versus MICE, which is a term I took from Asher, and it's moderate intensity cardiovascular exercise. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The next slide here is women's studies. And why did I choose to do a women's study? And I chose it because, first of all, it's my class and my whole class is female, so that was kind of easy. And then secondly, because I found little research out there that studies females only who have a life stressor of a child who is under the age of 5. And this kind of is one of my requirements for my participants is they had to have a child under the age of 5, they had to be a stay-at-home mom, they had to consider themselves fit, and they had to admit that working out made them feel better. And I chose those requirements because I felt like those were the most motivated people. So with that, is high intensity interval training a good workout? Because before I started the all women's class, these women were used to running 3 to 5 miles a day, about an hour, and that's what they used to make them feel good. And so when I came and I gave them these short classes, no longer than 20 minutes, at first they were a little like, am I getting a good workout? But yes, there's much research out there that proves that high intensity interval training is a great way to work out. And so, we had to introduce that to them. And so, but the running 3 miles every day, it makes me feel better. Does it? Or can you get that same feeling based on that HIIT interval training? And so a lot of these moms they work out because it makes them feel the best, and it's their time, the me time. So mothers need that me time to get on through that day. And so that sparked my interest for this study. Okay, so that was the reason why I wanted to do some women's study. And now let's see what my statement is. So I wanted to really focus on seeing if there's a difference of emotions between this high interval training versus this continuous training. So would these women get the same emotional benefit from doing the high intensity workout and doing the continuous workout? So my hypothesis is that there is no significant difference in emotions between the two cardiorespiratory training methods. So high intensity interval training and moderate intensity continuous training. That's my hypothesis. So now you guys understand why I wanted to do the study and where I stand on it. So let's get into my methods, how I created this study. So what I did was I designed it to where I had an orientation 1 week ahead of time. And at this orientation, I had some designated helpers who were there to help me out. And I just explained everything that was going to happen. And I also made sure that they knew how to use the equipment. So I watched them do a couple workouts with the equipment that we were going to use. And the equipment was a Concept 2 indoor rowing machine, a pull-up bar, so they had to do a pull-up, a kettlebell swing with a 35-pound kettlebell, and a box jump with a 20-inch box jump. And between myself and my designated helpers, we all watched to make sure these females can do them correctly in the way that I wanted them to be done for my experiment. When that was done, we did a hat. So in this hat, I put 6 number 1s and 6 number 2s. And I had 12 women all together. And so what I did is I had each woman come and pick out a number from the hat, and they couldn't see what number they were choosing, just had to pick one. The number ones had to start with the mice, so the moderate intensity training, and that was 20 minutes of continuous rowing on the indoor rowing machine. And if you picked a number 2, you had to do the high intensity interval training, which was 5 rounds, 5 box jumps, 5 kettlebell swings, and 5 pull-ups. And when it became time to do the testing, I had the participants fill out a questionnaire, and the questionnaire is a mood questionnaire, and it was a profile of mood states, and so they had to fill it out before, and if I had time, I'd have them with the study, I would have them do it after as well. Okay, so that was kind of the gist of how I put my study together. But before I get into my data collection, I want to just inform you guys that, so on a profile of mood states, the closer your number gets to 0 after it's analyzed, they call it, the less feelings you have of anger and depression, confusion, fatigue, and tension. So the closer number to 0 and below 0 is you have less feelings of being sad or angry or depressed. And so anything above 0 is you have a little bit more feelings of those, you have an increase of feelings of anger and confusion, fatigue, tension, and depression. Okay, so now with that said, let's go ahead and get into a little of my data collection here. So what I found was that in group 1, we're going to call them the mice group, that they had a mean score of negative 0.17. And so that shows that they had really low feelings of anger. Whereas group 2, my HIT group, had a mean score of 3. So their feelings of anger and depression, confusion, fatigue, and tension were a little bit higher. And the difference of negative 2.83 between each group is not less than the 2 standard deviations of each of those groups. And so that shows that my data does not support my hypothesis. It's clear to see that the data supports the mice group, the group that continued to row on the indoor rowing machine. So that was my my data, and that's what I found. So let's go into my discussion and see some of the things that we need to discuss. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to bring up the fact that each one of my participants fully understood what was going to happen when I had to do my study. So they understood the length of the questionnaire, and they knew how to answer it. However, when it came time to take the questionnaire, there's probably about a good 75% of my participants showed little patience in filling it out. And I witnessed a couple of them circling answers without even reading it, and they showed negative feedback about taking it, and they really just wanted to hurry up and work out. That's because this class time is their me time, and so they needed to work out. So they showed little care about filling out the questionnaire and lots of care about working out. So they both groups really enjoyed the workouts. They really enjoyed the indoor rowing, and they really enjoyed the 5 rounds that I had set for them. So that wasn't the issue. It was the questionnaire that is the issue. So just acknowledging that and knowing and understanding that this questionnaire is a 65-item questionnaire. So it does take about 10 to 15 minutes to fill out properly and to really put your thought into it. And I think that should have been addressed a little bit more, or taken a little bit more seriously, and I would have got a little bit better results. And I also, if I would have got post data, I think my results would have been a little bit different also. And so for further research, that's just what I suggest, is doing the post data and post-workout data, and to really better enhance my findings. But other than that, I just really appreciate doing the study, and I had a great time doing it, and my females had a great time, even though they hated doing the questionnaire part. They really enjoyed the working out and the me time, and I'm just thankful that I was able to take this opportunity to do this with my coaching and with my class. So I hope you guys liked my study, and happy holidays to you guys, and yay, we're done for 2 more weeks.